Hello and welcome to How to Win the Lottery Season 21 intro episode. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I am Shreds.
Shreds, we are returning to a familiar well.
Adaptable and adaptable. Movies or books that could be made into movies and likely are being made into movies in the near future, and books that we believe cannot be effectively made into films.
Would it surprise you to learn we did this 3 years ago?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2 years ago.
I don't even know.
3 years feels crazy because as we're recording this, Project Hail Mary comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Came out a couple months ago as you're listening to this. But we did that then because it's like, oh, it's going to happen. And then like the actor took forever. Michelle Zauner shelved her thing. Like things just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So who knows? Some of these might never come out. At least one of them we know is coming, like already.
The reason that
will be out already by the time this comes out.
No, it comes out tomorrow.
Really?
The reason we are doing this now is because tomorrow, as you listen to this episode, if you listen to this as it comes out on This episode comes out on July 9th. Our first book, which comes out in 1 week, comes out one day before The Odyssey by Christopher Nolan hits theaters. So we are reading the Emily Wilson translation of The Odyssey, thinking that if people who didn't read The Odyssey want to hear a crash course on The Odyssey a day before or the day of the movie,
yeah,
and they get those sweet
they can
numbers.
read this excellent translation by Emily Wilson.
Oh, I'm just assuming that they're not going to read it and they just want to listen to two people talk about it. So like that's us.
Yeah, maybe. But they also read the Odyssey because the Odyssey is a genuine fucking rollicking good time.
I read this in high school.
Yeah. Did you love it?
I really liked it. I remember.
Dude, it's so much
fun. But I was
fun.
a freshman.
Yeah. I teach it to freshmen.
Translated by a woman who looks like you.
Yeah. For all the Shreds fans out there, Emily Wilson and I, we might look a little bit alike.
Depends on who you ask. But we think so. All right, what's our second book? Because we're alternating adaptable and unadaptable.
Okay, so our second book, which is a unadaptable one, is The Sugar Frosted Nutsack by Mark Leyner. Mark Leyner is sort of a big daddy of American postmodernism and writes books that have unbelievable wild plots. I think that when he was promoting this novel, I may be mistaken. I might be thinking of a different novel that he wrote, but I think this is the one. When he was promoting this novel, he referred to it as a dubstep Yakuza novel.
Awesome. I mean, the title alone I loved, but a dubstep Yakuza novel.
He's a truly bizarre, hilarious, inventive writer.
Have you read this one before? Or
no, but I've read, my cousin, my gastroenterologist was his big one.
Okay.
I've read some of his other books.
Okay. Our third book after that is Detransition Baby by Torrey Peters, which diehard fans of the podcast will know because it was a bonus episode on the Patreon where you talked about that.
About how much I loved it.
It was either one you did like a monologue or in a bonus episode. You said, I just read this. Let me talk about it for a little bit. So
yeah.
There is historical record, not available anymore, unless you email us, then I can send you the link, that Detransition Baby by Torrey Peters has been covered in a form on this podcast, but not by me.
A book that I really loved because it, I am a cis man, and there's a lot for me to learn about trans stuff. I approach that with open eyes, open mind, open heart. And just it is a culture that is so apart from any culture that I personally experience, even though like I've known trans people pretty well. I've been pretty close friends with some trans people, and I've taught like 100 trans people when I was teaching college. But it's still like there's so much about that culture that is I just don't know about because emotionally it's not part of my inner world. And so this is an eye-opening novel in the sense that you learn that like regardless of differences, that like everyone's emotionally pretty much the same. We're all devastated by the same sort of stuff.
Yep. Shreds, what's our next book?
Our next book is my phone keeps going quiet on me. Our next book is Antkind by Charlie Kaufman, celebrated screenwriter Charlie Kaufman. This was essentially why you wanted to do this.
Yeah, I read this when it came out, which I think was before we started the podcast, because there's no way that I could have read a 700-page book.
I read it as well at the same time
while we were doing the podcast, and I loved it. It's very difficult. It's insane. It's very fun. But I was like, I want to reread this, and it has to be for the podcast because I will not find time to read 700 pages if it's not for the podcast.
It's a book my friend Eric hates. So I'm interested, and Eric listens to the podcast, so I'm interested in doing an analytical thing.
What was the movie, or the no, not the movie, the book that we read alongside Antkind? It's about like the forbidden, the hidden film, the mystery film.
Oh, Theodore Rorschach's Flicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't like that one as much.
I did not like that as much.
Yeah, I love that book. I love Theodore Rorschach.
I would give that another shot if we do like
Yeah, I would like to. He's got a couple of books that I would like to talk about. He's got a book called Bugs that I think is really great.
Does he have like few enough that we could do all of his books or no?
We probably could, but he is either dead or really
we don't have to talk to everybody, but I mean, like, we could still...
he wrote a book, his big book. He's like a cultural anthropologist, and his big book was a book about the 60s that came out like in like 1970. So he's like a guy.
So he's been doing the work for like 60 years.
Yeah, he wrote, he's a guy that's written some like very important stuff on counterculture and things like that. And then I think becoming a novelist was like a side gig for him. But I really love his work a lot.
Our fifth book is one that I'm looking forward to the adaptation of because it is being adapted into a TV series by my favorite TV creator, Damon Lindelof, is adapting The Chain by Adrian McKinty, which I feel like is going to be kind of pulpy fun in a way that we have not really had on the podcast in a while.
Maybe give us a little bit of a break. And it's also not a hard case crime book, which I know that you have a sort of...
We're 0 for 2.
We're 0 for, yeah.
It's not great.
So you say.
I don't remember.
Well, you didn't remember How Like a God when we talked about it. You
didn't remember that was a book that we read.
Yeah.
But I was making a joke about memory because memory was wasn't very,
Damon Lindelof also is doing the new Green Lanterns TV show, isn't he?
Yes. And apparently he made a lot of nerds unhappy because he's like, we're calling it lanterns because green's a dumb color. They're like, oh my God. It's just like, that's not.
Well, whatever. It's weird that they're giving him a superhero property like that because I don't know. Is that part of the.
He did Watchmen.
Yeah, but that's not really like Watchmen at all. It's a very.
Okay.
There's no way that Alan Moore was happy with that. But is that part of the.
I think so.
Okay.
Because I think Nathan Fillion is in it.
Interesting.
Guy Gardner, isn't he? Right? So,
yeah. I've been reading the new, the Absolute DC books. So I read the Batman, didn't like it very much. Read the Superman, thought it was okay. Reading the Green Lantern now, gangbusters.
Really?
So fucking good.
Cool.
Yeah. So much better than the other two.
Awesome.
Ones. So I still have Flash and Wonder Woman to read and Martian Manhunter, but like I'm all in on this Absolute universe.
Love it.
Yeah.
Book 6.
Book 6 is Your Name Here by Helen DeWitt and Ilya Gridneff. Helen DeWitt, of course, the author of The Last Samurai, and kind of a towering figure in a certain kind of literary fiction.
That was adapted into the Tom Cruise thing?
No.
I asked that when we talked about it.
You did, yes. And it's not a samurai novel. It's a novel about like a precocious young boy.
Okay.
And I don't know anything about this book, really.
Okay.
I know that it's co-written with someone, and I think that co-writing might be a translation issue. Because I think it might be a book that utilizes a lot of Arabic.
Oh, okay.
In some way. But again, I'm going into that one kind of blind based on name recognition of Helen DeWitt. Again, towering figure in the literary fiction community.
And the fourth and final adapted or upcoming adaptation book we are doing is something written by the screenplay will be written by Charlie Kaufman. The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa, translated by Steven Snyder. And this is going to be directed by Reed Morano. Great. Written by Charlie Kaufman. Great. Starring Lily Gladstone. Great.
Yeah, which is again, Charlie Kaufman sort of delving into the world of memory, which is that guy can't get enough of memory, can't get enough of dreams, can't get enough of that sort of thing. Yeah. Likes the world of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that much to say about that one. Again, haven't read it, don't know that much about it.
And then the final book we are doing, the unadaptable, I just mentioned in the episode we recorded that released 7 or 8 months ago, 4 months ago, whenever it was, is, drumroll please. Oh, you're doing those.
Catcher in the Rye. Why was I doing the drum roll if I was doing the announcement?
I wanted like the theater of the mind.
Okay. It is Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger.
Phonies.
Which is not actually all that unadaptable.
But people are afraid to adapt it.
It's not that they're afraid to. It's that Salinger wouldn't let anybody adapt it.
When does that enter the public domain? Is it 80 or 90 years?
I don't know. I don't know about public domain stuff. But I know Terrence Malick wanted to do a version of it, and Salinger was like, no. And Salinger is, because the book itself is famously anti-Hollywood. Like, he calls the Hollywood people phonies and stuff like that. So I don't know. You have a lot of versions of it. They're not adaptations of it, but they're obviously borrowing tremendously from it. Like Igby Goes Down, for example, is maybe the most famous one. But yeah, Catcher in the Rye. You've all read it already. You read it in high school, probably. I love it. It would be a great American novel if it weren't being utilized in this module.
So it was published in 1951.
Yeah.
It will be in the public domain in 2047.
Yeah, okay.
So 2047, on January 1st, we will get Winnie the Pooh in Blood and Honey, Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, because someone will make it into a horror movie. Yep. They will go Holden Caulfield, and he's going to be wearing the hunting cap, and he's going to say something like,
no phonies here.
Yeah. If your body meets a body coming through the rye, and then there's going to be gunshots. And it's going to be about how Holden Caulfield is a serial murderer.
I can't wait for this movie.
Yeah, that's all anyone wants to do is adapt things into horror movies.
8 books, 4 adaptable, 4 unadaptable, starting with the Odyssey, because everyone and their family will see the Odyssey by Christopher Nolan next weekend. So go read the book, listen to our episode, see the movie, and just keep reading.
And some of these books, I have more stuff to say, so we're going to keep going.
Oh, okay.
So some of these books are at least 3 of these books are 700 pages.
Yeah, so we have here, just in terms of page counts, Odyssey is about 600, Antkind is 700, Your Name Here is 600.
Oh, okay. So a little short of that. But those are big books, and they're all like, this is not by any means an easy module.
No.
So pace yourselves.
But this module also fits into the thing. The only rule that I have in terms of like letting you go free willy in terms of, although the Great American Novel module we just did doesn't fit this at all, but
not at all.
Whatever it is what it is. My thing is 30 pages a day on average for the module, and this fits that. So like there are 3 longer books, but everything else is pretty short. So it's all doable. Yeah.
Maybe we could have boofed it a little bit by putting Catcher in the Rye not as the last book.
Doesn't matter. People can listen when they want to listen. If it takes you a month to read Antkind, wait.
Yeah, sure. And we can read them out of order if we need to.
Maybe also don't listen to an interview with an author about a book you want to read and then get mad that we spoil a book.
Yeah, there will be spoilers all over.
We're going to interview Salinger.
He's dead.
Fuck. Who have I been emailing?
I wonder, the thing about Salinger, and this is like going off the rails, but the thing about Salinger is that like we were promised a bunch of books by him after he died. It was like the archives are opening up. And you're going to get like, because he wrote that whole time that he was like reclusive. And there were a couple of times when there were at least 2 books of his that went up on Amazon and then got taken down. So there are a bunch of Salinger books that have not been published.
Well, it feels like everybody got mad about Ghost Set a Watchman, and everybody got kind of mad about the David Foster Wallace book that came out posthumously, right?
I mean, the fucking like 80 David Foster Wallace books that came out posthumously.
I mean, it just feels like it's a bad idea. Like, don't.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, all of Kafka's work came out posthumously, and that was probably immoral. But he's maybe the greatest writer ever to live. So
you're saying he's the GOAT?
Could be.
Keep reading.
Peace, no crime today.
Theme song.